Yeah. We get lit, we get fly, we get drunk, we get high, but to the masses, we're a podcast called Verified. I'm your host. I am JopauL. We are brought to you by Radio Pushes and Results in Ohio. Also, we are presented by Dream Hustle Win University. It's a new music university. Please check it out. Our class schedule is going to be rolling out soon. I am one of the teachers. I'm the executive vice president for Dream Hustle Win University, trying to teach, young kids and the up and comers the business essentials of music, and understand that it's the music business, not the music game. Okay, so you got to stop playing it like one. Right now, we got two very, very special brothers. I'm very, very happy that I finally got them on the show because they are the busiest guys in showbiz. I've been trying to get Shane on since I started this damn podcast because he got his blue check. I was like, Shane. And then all of a sudden he went ghost. He got a little Hollywood on me. Yeah. But no, so we got Mr. Shane Forster and we got Mr. Chris Davis in the building, Atlanta's finest. Welcome to the show, my brothers.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks for having us, bro.
I feel fucking left out without having a cowboy hat on. I want to go get like a little like piece of straw and like a banjo and start like doing the country thing. So obviously there's a reason that we have the country hats on, because there is a blues album that you had just dropped. So why don't we briefly go into that, and then we're going to tell you your story from front to end.
Go ahead. We got a new record called Mississippi Mud Pie, man. It's a blues record. Combine hip hop, blues, country, pop, man. It's a great record. It's currently on an official editorial on Spotify new blue playlist, and we're peaked at number 3 on iTunes right now in the blues iTunes charts, man. So it's awesome. And shout out Jason.
Shout out Jason. I don't know who Jason is, but shout out Jason. I appreciate you. What you do? What did Jason do? Who's Jason?
Jason is featured on the record. He's featured on the record.
Yeah, he's singing on it, killing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what made you guys get into like the whole blues thing? Because you guys come from very, very different backgrounds in terms of your musical palette. So before we talk about that, let's bring it back, to the very, very beginning. So originally, let's start with you, Shane. Where are you from? Tell me about like your upbringing. I want to know about the little badass little rascal Shane. Paint that picture for my audience.
Yeah, so born in DC, was raised in North Carolina. I was in the military, so I lived most of my life in North Carolina, even in the military.
Thank you for your service. So, thank you.
Country, country. They always talk about how I talk, all that shit, country. But yeah, man, this come from, 2-parent household, mom and dad. It won't rich, but we won't dirt poor neither. It's kind of medium, middle class. Got into the military, joined the military out of high school. Out of high school, did the military. After the military, I moved out to LA. That's where I met this guy right here. This is Davis Chris. I went to college out there, LA Film School. Shout out to LA Film School. I did a degree in entertainment business and audio production. I graduated summa cum laude. Chris graduated cum laude.
I think you're supposed to like pop your collar in between like each accolade. Like it's just getting kind of extensive. So basically, you had a pretty action-filled, life so far, and it feels like your music career is literally kind of just about to blossom. So it's like it's a blessing that you've had, so much. I don't want to say success, but so much substance in the things that you've done, which have led you to this. Chris, so how about you? You have a kind of similar story to that? Where did you grow up? Talk to me about all of that. Tell me about the little badass.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas. Shout out Texas, shout out H-Town.
Texas.
And growing up, man, I was an athlete. I played football, I ran track. I used to dance and step, like fraternity, all that kind of crap. And man,
when you said dance, I thought you were about to say stripping for a second. I'd be like, yeah.
Nah. But man, I was always full of energy, just rambunctious, like you said, rascal. Always getting into trouble, always dancing, singing, slapping girls on the butt, doing all kind of stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. But raised by my mom and my dad. And then after that, I went to college at Sam Houston State University. I ran track. That was the first college I went to. And then I just had an epiphany one day. I was like, man, I really want to do entertainment. I want to do music. I want to be involved in it. And then I ended up joining the military as well. Shout out Navy, Hooyah Navy. And I met Shane.
Thank you for your service.
And an interesting thing, man, I met Shane the first day of school. And the story that we always love to tell, it was like a thousand of us in this little orientation. Shane and I were the only two to walk down the street to the studio. and try to just hop in the studio. And the funny thing we always laugh at, we spent 3 hours in there. We didn't know how to work anything. We spent 3 hours in there. And all we could do was turn the sound on. But our passion, our intensity is like, well, what's this? What's this? What's that? I think that was the thing that was special. And I immediately recognized Shane's a winner. Shane's a wolf. I'm a wolf. And, we just been killing. We just been killing it ever since. Can we cuss on here?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we just been killing shit ever since, man. Shout out Shane, man. Shane is a fucking
yeah.
I don't know nobody like him, man. Shane a warrior. Shane's a real warrior.
So you guys were dropping bombs in the military and then dropping bombs in the studio.
Hell
I could only imagine what y'all bathrooms look like.
And to answer your question about the music, man, Shane and I are really big on just research and data and analytics. Like we're not rappers. We something different than artists. We executives, and we happen to also do music. You feel me? We businessmen. So we just started studying different genres. We started studying the charts and studying the analytics and how the business is moving. And we just saw the categories that are a bit undersaturated. We said, man, why don't we try our hand at them? So we do gospel, we've done blues, we do Latin music, we do Afro beat, hip hop, R&B, we do everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that. I love that you guys do not stay in one genre. Me and Shane had a pretty detailed discussion about this. When he told me about the blues record and the methodology behind it, where let's find what lane is not oversaturated and take that over. Because I felt like I wanted to do the same thing with Shane. I'm sure you heard in the versatility. Me and Shane had a listening session about a week and a half ago. I have about 20 new joints, all different genres. And I told Shane, I was like, I'm gonna be a rock star. He's like, what do you mean, man? He's like, because I know you ill with the raps and the lyricals and been in this game for a while. But I showed a different side of me. I can't be pigeonholed in one lane, so I can really respect what you guys are doing. And I always say 2022 is the year to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So get out of your comfort zone and try something different, because I feel like good music is appreciated all over the place. And it's like, it doesn't matter, what genre you came up in. If you feel your passion for that particular style of music and you know that you can make an impact or an influence in it, fuck yeah, take that shit over, man. That's how it's fucking supposed to be.
And it's bringing our own sound and story too to the genre. Because like I say, everything we talk about, we don't make up. We're not storytellers. Like we pretty much everything's like real true to life, like an experience or something. So it's telling a story, and it's kind of dope to bring that to the blues. And like, if you think about blues, like we ride the 808s to it, we still got some little, hip hop elements to it, but it's still, classified in the blues genre just by, dynamics and the way it's written out and stuff, and the catchy phrase and the short verses. So it's like getting into and then playing live instruments. So we both play live instruments. I play the drums, Chris played the keyboard. We had a little guitar up there. We had a little harmonica. Like we got some elements, We're gonna try something in the spirit of the blues. Okay, so you're gonna say one sentence about what you feel about the record. Okay, so think about that sentence. Okay, Chris, you think about another sentence that you feel about the record, and watch. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go back and forth. So Shane, give me one sentence about the record or about the album. How you feel about it? It's game changer. It's a game changer.
Down. Chris, you go.
It's a hit that's gonna make your mama shake.
Down.
Buzzing through the blues.
Listen, we like to have fun here at the Verified Podcast. We're one of the only podcasts that interview only verified artists. So we like to. I like to call myself like the baby drink champs, because I like to celebrate, the people that have been in the game for so long. And I like to be able to give flowers, so that you guys can smell them, even if you guys don't make that, gigantic hit, which I know you guys are, and I expect it very, very soon.
Yeah.
I want to be able to salute where you guys are at in your career and how much, you've sacrificed in order to get to this level. So with regards to sacrifice, both of you guys have sacrificed yourself, for our country. And right now we are in some crazy, tumultuous times. I just want to get your opinion real fast on some current events. Where are you at headwise on what's going on overseas with Russia and Ukraine?
Man, it's been a long
hold
time.
on. If you say the wrong thing, I might X you out. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Nah, they've been talking about that for, long as I've been in the military, there's always been like the greatest threat. They always talk about Russia invading and taking over a country. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. What's happening with it? I think a little slow reaction. We're not proactive, but more, more reactive. I think that's like the biggest downfall of the whole thing, the whole ordeal.
Why do you think that is? In previous times, whenever like a sovereign nation was, at threat of being attacked, we kind of like were always like the first to kind of like, step in and like do stuff. Do you feel like times have changed a little bit? Like Chris, when you think about, the fact that like if a nation were to invade Israel, we would be there in a second. Right. Why do you think that we're not all kind of like sending troops over there? Is it kind of like they have to fight for themselves at this point? I think I just don't understand.
Part of it is, like, hey, let's let these people settle this. Part of it. I think the other part is people are just being a little bit more analytical and just being a bit more cautious because we see like, reacting too fast, I guess history shows sometimes, it hasn't been to our advantage, and ultimately though, the thing I want people to understand about the military and war and all this stuff, I pray for everyone's peace and safety, but there is a necessary part of defending your country. There's a necessary part of, ensuring, good versus evil, right versus wrong. I pray for everyone's safety, but I think we as a nation here, I think us being understanding and just kind of sort of, allowing things to transpire, I think is the best course of action for us here in the States.
It's crazy how, like your main conception of war is, bombs and tanks and stuff like that. But now we're seeing like a whole new form of fighting in the form of like digital propaganda. And yeah, we used to see, that, over time, like, with Dewey defeats Truman, like they put like, right. The wrong, propaganda and manipulating people's thoughts is a big form of war, but I've never seen it so much as it is now, how it's fought on the digital front as much as in the battlefield. So it's so much
technology.
Right. It's crazy how they're using technology to kind of sway people. Like, did you see the new thing that now a lot of this is unsubstantiated, so I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. Did you hear what I said? I said conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, but the talk is that Russians have basically started like a digital campaign saying that the Ukrainians are racist and they're not letting, Africans or Black people on the trains and allowed to escape from Ukraine as a way to deter Americans, because we love to hate racist people, over right. here. So, and we'll jump on a bandwagon quick. So they're trying to kind of sway us to be like, oh, wait, like Ukrainians are racist. Like maybe we shouldn't stand up for them. So how do you feel that, like, as much as you guys were in the field, now there's a whole nother war that you really can't do anything about that's fought on the digital front. How does that make you guys feel?
Man,
I think verifying the validity of stuff is very pertinent, very necessary. And then the thing with like the cyber war, the cyber attack, I mean, I get why they're doing it because we are all on our phones, our computers every day. Our phones are integrated in such, like they're so integrated in our lifestyle now. I get why they're doing that. What is it? YouTube and Facebook are the two most visited websites on earth. You know what I mean? So I understand why.
Exactly what I was going to say, that the fact that we always on our phone and stuff, with technology, we're so involved with technology, why not attack from that way? That's the way that's going to gain, the most, the most feedback reaction. Yeah, most attraction going to be through the phone and stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely agree with you on Chris on that one for sure.
See, the funniest thing, well, it's not even funny. It's actually crazy. I was just talking about conspiracy theories, and I'm not one of those guys. Everyone is on their phone all day long. Everyone has a phone. Everyone can be traced and tracked at any second of any day. Mr. Conspiracy people, why the hell would they need to put a chip in the fucking vaccine if they have your fucking location and fucking everything right in it? Come on. We're smarter than that. True. Jesus. So anyway, what made you guys join the Army anyway?
Man, my daddy,
Okay.
My dad is Vietnam vet, 2-time Vietnam vet.
Well, salute for his service as well.
Yeah. So like watching coming up in a household like that, it's only right. It rites of passage. Like, you get your bragging rights when you can do things that you can relate to. Until, everything, especially in that era, you think about that generation of the Vietnam and Gulf War, they always like, if it ain't nothing, boy. We're back in Vietnam, all the little war stories, yada yada. So it's like now, I can pop my shit, you feel me, when I joined the war, which was different, Iraq and Afghanistan, totally too different from Vietnam. So being able to, hold my chest out, and wave my flag was a little different, this a little different. And then my other siblings, they joined too. They joined the military too. So it was like, become competitive.
Okay.
Like, and I jumped out of plane. So
I was literally just about to say that. So you jumped out. So you were an air trooper.
I jumped out of plane. So, I was paratrooper.
Paratrooper. That's the name. I said air trooper. I'm sorry.
And for me, it was a business decision. I graduated college at 20 years old. I had a job. I was a personal trainer as well. I had a job. I was a personal trainer. I was doing my thing.
I'm gonna need your help with this COVID wave. So I might hit you up. Bless you.
I got you. But I just wanted more out of life, and I saw the military as an opportunity for me to, commit myself and serve my country in exchange for me getting out and going to school. There's a Facebook post I made like a decade ago that said I'm gonna end up in Hollywood. God has blessed me. I'm very prophetic in that way. I really believe in the power of speaking things.
Boost the billboard. Was it that phrase?
And then my slogan used to be from boot camp to the billboard charts. I used to say that shit like 10 years ago. But anyway, so I joined. I knew I could get out and go to school, so that I served. I did one deployment in 2012, Persian Gulf, Middle East, and Bahrain, and over there. And then I was stationed in San Diego in 2013. And then after that, I moved up to Hollywood and went to school. And then for me, like I said, I figure, if I give them 4 years, they're gonna give me 4, via me going to school. And it was a fair trade. But to be fair, and like my last point, I think the military really, really, really locked in like my discipline and my focus and my execution. Because Shane will tell you, we're in situations where 1 inch to the left too far, you're dead. Or if you're not here at 6 o'clock, you're getting left. If you step too far here, your legs getting cut off. So like, being focused and accurate and, executing with precision is something that the military really locked in. And, it just has trickled into like who we are as people now. Like we're very efficient now. But
thank God you guys both made it back in one piece. And making it back in one piece, is an understatement, because how difficult was it to adjust back to society? Once you're and you live in a military life, getting back into civilian mode, it's like, we all know about PTSD, or just, it's like, it's almost like a negative stigma now. It's almost like you don't want to talk about it, but it's like we have to, because in the day and age of mental health, it really needs to be addressed, especially when 2 brothers like you have fought hard for our country, coming back into society. It's like, what is actually there to show you, listen, we give a fuck about you guys. Thank you for helping us. So we want to help you just in case y'all might be going through shit at some point.
So it's like being institutionalized. It's the same thing like being locked up, you feel me? Like that's the way I feel about it. It's like, just like when I got out of the military, there's certain things I had done in life that most adults had done, when I got out of the military. That was like, you don't know that, you don't know that. And it was like, kind of like institutionalized, and it's an adjustment. You have to make that adjustment. And the military prepares you, but doesn't, it's a block. You check the block, boom, go through that. All right, you good. Move to the next set. All right, boom, you out. You feel me? Like everybody check, because everybody's ready to go. When you're ready to go, you're ready to go. You feel me? So it's like you're gonna check the block to get out. That's when anything in life, you're gonna check the block. But I think our primary focus on really, really trying to like not be a statistic when they get out and have a plan set for the action and execution to be able to do it. I think that was my biggest success with this. I've seen a lot of people that I got out with. Chris, we talk about my friend. I'm like, man, why your boy all messed up and this and that? It's like, man, like some people don't take it as serious as others, when they really, until it's in their face. And it's like, oh shit, like I didn't prepare for this. So it's like being financially ready, because you're taking a pay cut, coming back to the civilian sector, you have a set paycheck, you get certain things free all the time, free housing, free food. So it's like, now you gotta pay bills. Now you gotta buy groceries. You know, that's all an adjustment when you never had to do it before in life. You feel me? So
how instrumental was music to keeping your mental sanity?
Man,
coming back into civilization.
That's the thing about it. I always stayed involved with music in between doing a nightclub thing, the business, the restaurant that I had while I was in the military, to playing the drums at church and doing all that. I was always involved. That was like a break from the military while I was in the military, like an escape. But then that's when I realized, like when I was like, yeah, I'm going to definitely pursue this. This is what makes me the happiest. You know, everybody has their own utopia life. Chris talk about it all the time. And my utopia was just like, I want to do entertainment. I want to do music. That's what I want to do. So that's what I set forth to do.
Chris, same question.
It's funny that you asked about the whole transition. This is the first time I've ever said this in life. I was a statistic. I did hit rock bottom. I was homeless. It did fall through my hands. I did mess up. I did make mistakes, and my mind was all warped. And I was homeless for about 5 months in LA in 2018. But man, I want to say this to everybody, anybody that's struggling with anything. It is up to you to research and find the resources to help you. There are a myriad of things online that are designed, especially for us as vets. There's a million things to help us. And I want to come up here publicly and thank you, Shane, for helping me and just kind of tapping me on the shoulder, encouraging me to, do this, and help me get back on track. Because I was a stat, but I'm blessed to say that I'm a different stat. I'm a stat that hit rock bottom, and hopefully, one day I'm gonna be on the top. So I'm a different stat. But like I say, that's my last point. It's up to you to find the resources and help, because there are things out there, man. It's you can talk therapy, like I know males have the stigmatism, like, man, I ain't crazy, ain't nothing wrong with me. But it's like, bro, we human, dog. Like, everybody go through something. But yeah, man, if you're watching this right now, just it's up to you to like seek help, man, and it's out there for you.
Yeah, and I really let me just take this time. I appreciate you allowing yourself to be vulnerable right now, because we as men, we have to put on that front, like, man, I don't get the fuck out of here, man. Can't nothing touch me. So I appreciate you being vulnerable when so many people think that playing the tough guy role is the way to go. But the more you suppress that, the more it's going to manifest itself in a very, very ugly way in the future. So if anyone is listening that is going through something, or you have a family member that's going through something, whether, military or not, please do some research before it's too late. You do not want to be a statistic that could not make it from, the bottom to the top, like our brother Chris Davis shit. So, but yeah, thank you for sharing that story with me. Chris, how did you get into music? Like, what actually was like when you think back, what's like your starting point? If you had if you were making a movie, what would be that starting point?
And this is something that brings joy to my heart. This shit was in my destiny. I saw the movie Aladdin when I was 4 years old. I was so fucking mesmerized. I came back home. I set up the tripod, my mom and dad tripod and the camera, and I reenacted the whole fucking thing. I set up blankets and pillows, making mountains and rivers. I played the characters. I was Aladdin. I was a fucking tiger. I was Jafar. I reenacted the whole shit. I was 4 years old. Like, God had a lightning bolt. He fucking zapped me, and I've been going nuts ever since. I love this shit. Like, this shit is in my DNA, in my skin. I love this shit. I was 4 years old when I knew I wanted to do entertainment. So I'm blessed in that way. I'm blessed that, He gave me that vision, and I've been, hunting it down, chasing it down ever since. So I'm thankful. But yeah, it's
funny that you bring up the movie Aladdin. Do you know about the secret scene in Aladdin?
What's up?
So when I was in college, this is sorry for all the people that are bored by this, but this is pretty funny. In sociology, when I did 2 years of college before I got my big break, and I got to perform at the Apollo, was in Team People, and I dropped out of school. But when I was in school, I was a sociology major. And we were talking about subliminal messaging and hidden messaging within like cartoons and stuff like that. So in the scene where Aladdin flies up to Jasmine's, like she's standing on like a balcony, there is a quick scene where the audio, you hear Aladdin say, "Take off your clothes."
No way.
I swear to we watched it in fucking sociology class in college. Okay, so it's like, so Google that shit. So like,
I gotta peep that ASAP. That's the most impactful movie in my entire life. So
listen, you might be a player because subconsciously, you had Aladdin's voice. Like, listen, just tell bitches take off their clothes.
Yeah,
it might be. It might be. So Shane, same question. When did you? What was your starting point for music?
Probably like 7 years old. I started playing the drum.
Amen.
Natural God give talent. God give talent. I ain't never had less in my life. Besides when I learned how to do music theory. But other than that, I had already been playing for like umpteen years before that. So
did your parents ever tell you that like you were taking like your rattles and you were like banging it on the crib?
They got me my mom. No, was it my mom, my auntie? I think it was my auntie is the one that like I'm gonna play. I think my auntie was the one that said I was gonna play, but I was too young to remember. And I started playing in church. I think it was like, just go get on the drums. And it's like, this God give talent. Like, I just know how to play. I don't know how, I don't know why. It's just always something I've been like, and I've gotten better, like got better and better as the more I did it, with reps and practice. So, yeah, I did it in high school. I did it all the time, even as an adult. Like I said, I was doing it at church and stuff too.
And what's funny about and what's funny about Shane saying God-given talent, musically, I really didn't at all. The first beat I ever made sucked. The first song I ever made sucked. I'm talking about I couldn't sing. I sucked. The only thing
we actually have a clip of that song right now. No, I'm just kidding.
The only thing that I feel like makes me unique and special is I feel like my charisma and just my understanding of what makes people react. I think that is the only thing. Like, I get what makes people laugh. I get what makes people cry. And like I say, just being charismatic. And just on the other side is fortitude. I'm the person that's going to, walk up the mountain 100 times, to get, the dollar, the 101st time. I got little fortitude there. I feel like now just in my life, I'm seeing people and seeing stuff is a little bit different. I'm a robot in that way.
That's what's up.
But I didn't have God-given talent like Shane. I actually suck.
Well, Shane, I taught him everything he knows. So, he sucked for a lot of years until I got involved. And then he started hitting it. What did your parents think about, your musical journey? Because, so for the people that don't know, obviously, if you're watching this podcast, you kind of know a little bit about me. But for the people that don't, if any new people are tuning in, I've been in the music industry since 1996. I was always that charismatic, kid trying to be the center of attention. My mom and my grandma would call it chutzpah. It's a Yiddish word, meaning like, just like balls and goal to get out there and do it. So it's like, they always knew that I was going to be an entertainer or I wanted to be like the center of attention, but they were always, my mom was a teacher for 40 years. My father was a CPA, my sister was a genius that went to like Stanford and NYU and stuff like that. So we had very high expectations. So like when I told my parents, like now I'm white and Jewish, I don't know if you can tell, but I was like, I want to be a rapper. It's like, obviously they didn't believe too much in me until I really did start getting some success. So what did your parents think when you first decided like, hey, I want to start doing this? Was there any pushback?
It's like with family and friends, they'll never really support you like you think they will when you do stuff until you start getting good. So I'm gonna say that RIP to my daddy. My daddy would always tell me that I'm gonna do X, Y, Z, because that's what he do.
God bless.
But far as my mama and even today, like we got the Grammys coming up. So my mom I'm like, I got your ticket for the Grammys. That like blew her mind. She's like, the Grammys, like, oh my God, I watch that on TV. Like it just was mind blowing to her. But it's like, man, we destined for this greatness. Like me and Chris, that's all we ever talked about was like going to the Grammys or going to the Bill. We just did the Billboard Women in Music Awards yesterday. Yeah. Was it yesterday? Man, also lost. We've been traveling back and forth. Yeah, yesterday.
I can't even keep up with you. But I try to engage with every one of your posts because I see what you do. So
people just be like amazed, but like we really like robots and this shit. Like we just be going through, boom, let's get on the flight. We use the plane as like an Uber. Like we be on the plane before people can even tap in and touch base where we at there. Man, we already be on the plane somewhere else. They be like, man, there's no way. Like, there's no way. Some people really can't do it. I know people that can't do it personally. Be like, man, that's too much. I gotta sleep. I gotta hang out for a day. But I would say with family and friends, this is always like I'm destined to like prove everybody wrong. Like true story. And I'm gonna wrap it up. One true story. When I was in the military, that's when I got the biggest disappointment. Because in the military, you always think people are gonna tell you, hey, man, you're gonna be great. Whatever you do, you get out of the military, yada yada. They fucking laughed at me. I'll never forget to this day. And I'm always like, all my success is just like a slap in people's face. Like I'm destined to like keep being successful, to like keep slapping the same people in the face. It's like a constant, like
there's no revenge.
Every time I do something,
like sweet success.
It's like a dig in to this music shit because I was laughed at. Like, what? Like, nah, like you gonna be a lawyer, like you gonna work for the government, like you gonna work at a post office. I'm like, nah, like I'm finna go do fucking music. Like, the fuck you mean? Like I'm working at a post office. Like, but you know, that's why it comes when you're in the military, like either work for the government again, you get into politics, or you crazy and then bad shit, and then you sit back and eat, eat mashed potatoes and peas and your drawers on the porch. So I'm not talking bad, but you know the fucking, that everybody knows.
I hear you. So bottom line is Mama Dukes is now on board, with you, but
they got
but I'm sure she
hit me up. Man, my mom hit me about the blues joint. She was proud. We did another blues album prior to this, and that was like her favorite. That and the gospel was her favorite. So I was like, okay, now we're making music that she likes. So cool.
I would say this about like supporting parents. Parents are gonna preach being sustained and like being stable just because they care about us. Because I used to be all butthurt. Why don't you believe in me, mom and dad? I used to be butthurt too. But what I realized is you just have to show and prove. And I want to tell every artist, every person watching this, I have learned you have to earn fandom. You have to earn it. Make hits. Make money. Be successful. Stay consistent. They will come to believe you. I've learned that.
Absolutely.
My story, when I got my moment, it was in boot camp. We had to write a song about boot camp. So I'm in the room with 1,000 kids from all over the world I've never met. Me and my division is 80 of us. We did a song about boot camp, blah, blah, blah. We did that shit, rocked the house, 1,000 people clapping, cheering. They said, do it again. Performed it again. Do it again. Performed it again. Then the commander of the whole fucking base gave us what's called a Bravo Zulu. That's just like, job well done. You did your thing. We ended up doing this shit 4 times and they videotaped us. And then we went on like a mini tour to different barracks performing the song. And that was a moment of, okay, so if I do it, if I make the people react, they will fuck with me. So I would say that anybody, don't be fucking butthurt and on the sensitive sucker soft shit. Earn it. Go out there and earn it. And they will, you will change them. You will earn their fandom.
I love that. And now touching on the same question, I want to hear what was your breakthrough moment that your parents went from, this ain't a hobby, that he might have got something here. Okay, let me share. I'll share mine first because this is one of the greatest stories ever. So like it was always like, you have to go to school, you got to go to college, you got to get a degree, you got to get a job. That was like instilled in us like since we were like little. Me and my brother were little kids. And I'll never forget, I was recording like my first album. I was down in Florida, and I get a call from my father who was at the airport because he was flying. I believe he was flying to Florida also, not to meet me, but he was flying to go see his parents. And he calls me and he's crying on the phone. And he's like, I was like, what's the matter? He's like, I'm staring at this full-page article in Teen People magazine of my son, and I can't be more proud. And I started crying and he's crying. And it was that breakthrough moment that it was like, okay, my son got something. Maybe I should get off his ass, about, getting a job, and maybe he knows what the fuck he's doing. So what was your guys' breakthrough moment where mom was like, okay, I can't say nothing no more?
I think mine was, I know exactly. Mine was when I screenshot I took a picture of my badge when I got hired at Live Nation, my little contract, and I like sent it over. Cause everybody know what Live Nation Ticketmaster is. Ain't no Walmart job, you feel me? Ain't no job, you just gonna, McDonald's, everybody ain't gonna be to come in there and slide in and, have a position. Not where I was working. I was working in the marketing department. So that's when we're like, damn, like, okay, you really doing this for real. Like he out there in Hollywood. And that was my moment. Cause they was like super proud. It was like, man, I get tickets. Like everybody mama hit me about tickets about something. I was like, nah, that's not how this works. Kind of like, nah, that's not the hookup. It's not the hookup job. But it was like,
up. They were probably like, let me get tickets. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, it was like,
can I get tickets?
It was like that, but it was like at the same time, everybody was like, oh man, like that's real. And then I would say the second moment was, we were on MTV, our record, Blood Ain't Thicker Than Water. Blood Ain't Thicker Than Water, me and Chris. I think that was because that joint talked about a touchy subject, and that's when they got real. Everybody's like, oh shit, like they really know what they're doing, because people gravitate to that record. A lot of people, like everybody was gravitating. It charted on Billboard twice. And I mean, we got the plaque behind me, so it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was the moment, I think, for like everybody to be like, oh shit, like they doing this for real. It's go time, So yeah, definitely.
Dope. All right, Chris, let's hear your breakthrough moment.
And then for mine is a bit different. It's not even relating to music. It's relating to just lifestyle and my overall, just, where I'm at in life. So my parents came to visit me. It happened last year. My parents came to visit me here, and just a random moment, I was like, hey, y'all want something to drink? Immediately, I'm in tears because I realized this was the first time in my entire life I've been able to offer them a glass of water. I've been that broke, that fucked up, that upside down for that long. I ain't even ever been able to offer them niggas a glass of fucking water. And so I did that, and then I was able to, treat them to lunch. We took them to the aquarium. Me and Shane took them out,
Yeah,
not tricked off on them, but, spent a little money on them. And, they came to my, I live in a high-rise apartment here in Buckhead, or Richard City in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Took them up on the pool, you know what I'm saying? Took them up on the pool, and I realized, I was like, man, my lifestyle and my hard work and my fortitude and me believing in my vision and believing in myself has, thankfully, I say this, thankful to God, afforded me a decent lifestyle. I'm not rich, obviously, but, a decent lifestyle. So for me, that was my moment. Yeah, that's
amazing story.
Okay, your ass been working. Like you got a little money on you. Like where you live it's a doorman downstairs. You feel me? So it's like that was my little moment. Yeah.
Crib. I would say this crib too. But yeah.
I mean, listen. I mean, if they don't know it, just look at this hat. I made it. That's it.
Right.
That's
right.
It. I think what I think our parents.
I go wherever I want.
Yeah, I think our parents, besides wanting success for us and wanting us to be happy,
Amen.
It is also just it's a parental instinct that they will never stop worrying, but the more you reassure them that they don't have to worry anymore, it's like, because we want to be able to be self-sufficient so that they can live their golden years, how they want to, without us fucking it up for them.
Right, worried about it, yeah.
So I definitely feel you on that aspect. Now, when you guys made your first song together, talk to me about that. How did it? I know you guys were in the studio just pushing a whole bunch of buttons, but when you actually made your first record together, talk to me about that studio session.
That would have been what? Get That?
Yes, sir.
Get That. Hell yeah. So,
I love that. That song's still stuck in my freaking head.
That's 3 6 Mafia.
Get that.
We just had that idea to like, I don't know, man. We just wanted some twerk. At that time, just wanted some ass shaking twerk. You know what I'm saying? Something that everybody gonna want to like fuck with. So we had an idea where like we just thinking like people to put on the record, yada yada yada. I was like, man, Project Pat. And just so having guys playing the Grayson, like DM, you hit back. Then we start communicating back. He was like, nah, I'm like, fuck, like, let's send the record. And then we had the record. Send the record. I think he sent about 2 versions. That was dope too. Because he sent about 2 versions. He like, which one y'all fuck with? Then we like, we're gonna do this. We reached out to other artists. Shout out Yosan Tyler. Man, he jumped on the joint, killed it. Like, then he sent me the verse back within like 2 hours. He recorded his verse. And it was like people knew what it was when they heard it. It was like, oh shit, like let me hurry up because it's gonna, you know what I'm saying?
He might give it to someone else.
Hold on to it too long. Chris killed this shit. You know what I'm saying? He laid this shit down. He hadn't even said the verse, but he like, I was like, fuck it, man. I know that shit gonna slide. I know it's gonna slide. I already know because everybody else, the response that everybody else was getting in, that was the very first song I had on radio. That was on radio. Like, as soon as that dropped, like, DJs wanted, I did a DJ push. That's when we started doing proper marketing. We started understanding the proper way to push out a record. And we started learning from there and trying to get, it was on the editorial, it was on Project Pat, on Spotify editorial list, on Project Pat 3-6. They had their own little, playlist and stuff. So it was on that for a little while. So it was like, it gained over 1 million streams. So it was like, all right, like we on it now. We know what we doing now.
And the cool part, what DJ broke the record? Do you remember?
Oh man, that was, I would say Droom broke that record. What you think, Chris?
Oh yeah, Droom down in Jacksonville.
Yeah, down in Florida. Yeah. Shout out DJ Droom, man. He definitely
shout out.
Yeah, he just snatched that up. That's Chameleon manager. Shout out Chameleon. So we was working on.
And on my end, since I'm a bit more mechanical, I actually like went out to the clubs and studied tempos that got people moving. I did little, but I'm a bit objective. I get music is subjective as an art form, but I believe that there are objective, mathematical, scientific principles that, you know, circle around music that if you execute, you can, you know, give yourself a better chance for success. So I studied tempos and I studied down south. Because obviously people down south listen to music, people different from fucking Oregon or fucking Idaho. Different, you know, music is different. So I studied that. And then in terms of song structure, I studied, you know, what is the easiest way for you to, I always say this when I work with people, to turn the microphone and they sing back. And that's the repetitive aspect of it. Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that.
You want some more?
Just like, just super simple. So
shout out to Big Seven. My bad. Damn, I ain't hate to catch y'all. Big Seven actually broke that record out the first.
Okay.
Big Seven. Shout out Big Seven. Andrew. They both bad at the same time. Hell yeah. He out there in New York for you. Big Seven.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Big Seven. That's why he sure did breaking on his show too. It was the same time. So yeah. Shout out to boy. I want to get. So when people watching this, I don't want to feel like nobody left out now. Big Seven. Right. I am Big Seven. Shout out. He definitely broke that joint too. And Jerome did it at the same time. I think it was playing in Florida and it was playing on his station at the same time. The same as that time.
And then one more point about it. Me and Shane, that shit was fun. Like it was fun, like getting this verse, getting this piece, making this tweak to the beat, changing this and doing this. We had a lot of fun. Like that was
I even went to Facebook jail because of that record. Yeah, I was in Facebook jail. Look,
Mark Zuckerberg.
Hey, look, we had a little twerk contest, man. Them hoes, look, man. Hey, they were activated, bro. And I fucked around and post. I thinking they was good, but it wasn't good for Instagram got their little.
Got that little filters and stuff like that. I mean, but
got their little filters, so they was like, nah, bro, you going to jail for this. Like, you know better.
And now you can get away with anything on Instagram. Yo, is it me or is Instagram just like loosening their guidelines and they're just showing everything?
Man, I think it's just too much to keep up with, personally, because I get nitpicked on the dumbest shit. And I be like, man, this is a girl naked. I can go to somebody live tonight. It's IG turns something out. You didn't know after 11 o'clock.
It's turns to BET uncut.
Is it? It's demon time on IG. I be going to lives. I be embarrassed when I open it at night. If I'm somewhere else, different time zone, I open it. You know what I'm saying? 11, 12 o'clock on the East Coast. Now open it. A whole, you know what I'm saying? Everything out. It was a whole fuck scene on somebody IG live. I was like, what the fuck is going on? IG, wow.
Yeah, and then like right in the middle of like that scene, the bag, buy a badge.
Yeah.
IG badges. Yeah.
But I was watching this live with these two women, and I'm not gonna say one of them is like a really good friend of mine, but the other one, like all of a sudden, like they're talking about like something like really, really serious, and then right in the middle of the conversation, subscribe to my Twitter and watch my masturbation videos. It's like you guys were just talking about gun violence in school.
Wow.
Where's the correlation here? I don't understand it. So yeah, I bring that up to say that the internet is fucking wild and just completely undefeated. But if you learn how to use it,
exactly. That is
like you need to be a Jedi.
That has been the key to our success. Is we sat during the pandemic. We had an 8-hour phone call, 7-hour phone call, Chris.
5 hours.
5, man, it felt like forever. Anyway, we had this whole phone call about the pandemic. How we was gonna move forward with music, what we're gonna do, the plan to do it, the research and data around it, and then we just that's when I think everybody was tapping in with us the hardest. We just executed. And then now everybody mimics what we started, at a higher scale, because it's like as time goes by, people are gonna figure out different ways to do it. But it was like, I would say, like Soulja Boy say, we were the first ones to do it. Like, we were the first ones to do it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of shit we were first during the pandemic, we were the first to do it. And everybody else kind of like, it's like, great minds thinking like, everybody else started doing it anyway. But I would definitely
listen, you give somebody a Rubik's Cube and enough time, they're going to figure it out eventually. You know what I'm saying?
No, so fun fact about Rubik's Cube.
You can't do one. I got it.
Let me say it.
Go ahead, tell them.
So this point lends to research and data. So like people marvel when you can solve a Rubik's Cube, like, oh wow, you did a Rubik's Cube. But did you guys know that the fucking instructions come with it when you buy it?
They're in the middle.
So all that says is,
swear to God,
if you fucking pay attention and do a little bit of reading, the answers
buying a Rubik's Cube. I'm gonna amaze everyone. Be like, look how smart I am. Done.
The fucking answers you seek are right there if you will just fucking read. And shout out to Shane for really tapping me on the shoulder and really getting me into, sitting the fuck down and just taking an hour, 2, 3 hours, however long it takes to find the fucking answer. Because a lot of our success, it's right there on the internet. I mean, we ain't fucking.
That's dope. We're not doing nothing secret. It's no cheat code. It's really just research. And when I realize about how people don't research, is like kind of like a slap in the face. People ask you, how you do it? And it's like, man, like the shit right there in front of you. That's how we do it.
That's like trying to fuck a girl without taking her clothes off. It's like you need to be able to strip off the layers in order to seek what you're trying to find. And once you do, that shit is sweet, juicy, and wet, and fucking will.
It's the
gift that keeps on giving.
The whole industry is research.
Research and data.
Not research. 90% of it is research. 10 be talent. You just gotta be dope and cool and charismatic and be people that have to like you. But I would say,
on the opposite of that, you just gotta not be a dick. There's so many people that like. I mean, I don't give a fuck how talented you are. Like, I'm not gonna compromise who I am as a person because you're a fucking dick and you did not get hugged enough as a child and somebody fucked you over. That was not me, but for some reason you feel like this, sense of entitlement to the universe. And you have a right to be a dick. Well, I have two answers to that. I got a left and a right answer, and I can fucking smack you with either one of them. So it's like so I bring it up to say, not being a dick really goes a long way. I've been in the industry since 1996. There's a reason why I've stood the test of time. I'm just not a big flaming fucking penis. That's it. I'm just a cool person that, if you can't get along with me or you got a problem with me, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with you on that. Hell yeah. From day one, I've been rocking with you. So it's
I appreciate you. I mean, and listen, you know what? And I got to say this, Shane, from the first time that we've ever interacted, you've always been such a humble, super cool, genuine dude. This dude this is before he was verified, never asked for anything, never asked for a handout, never asked for a favor, never asked for money, never asked for me to do anything for him at all other than just converse and be cool. And we were able to, unlock a couple of cheat codes, and do music together. And we had a pretty decent record, with all three of us that had over 100,000 streams. So you guys can go check that out. Go Hidden and Dip. It's on Spotify. But, the fact that we were able to start conversing so easily, you can tell that you definitely have the professionalism, and I guess the word would be the je ne sais quoi that you need in the industry to kind of get where you need to go. So how important do you think it is to formulate those relationships in the industry?
I would say, man, it's vital. This shit all about relationships. Something that can cost $100,000 can cost you $5,000 if you got the right relationship. You feel me? So it's like
drop that you hit it right on the head right there. Relationships create discounts. Chris, do you feel that, in your experience in the industry, the people that you most get along with and that you form bonds with are people that you look a second and third time to want to do business with them or want to be associated with them, and I don't mean like associated like, oh, I'm going to clout chase this person. It's like, oh, I like the way that person does business. So you know what? I have no problem with going that route again because he or she was a blessing to be around. So
what I've learned, man, it's a million motherfucking people do music, dog. And people have this inflated, distorted perception of themselves. I don't fuck with that. So the things that I look for are like really fundamentals. Like, are they on time? Are they consistent? Do they give a fuck? Are they passionate? And me and Shane joke, are they junkies? Like, if I look at your page, do I see you doing music and doing shit? Do I see you really fucking with it? Or are you like barely, it's a fucking glorified, part-time job for you? I ain't fucking with it. So for me, I think me just assessing, just the characteristics about somebody, that make me want to rock. Because ultimately, this shit's supposed to be fun. Like, if I don't like you and just the vibe ain't cool, it's like, I'm cool, bro. I'll find somebody else. So I'm really big.
Too many people do music. We always tell people, like, people will think that I need them to do records. Like, I don't need.
It's supposed to be fun.
And get that country in there. I don't need nothing.
And this something God gave us, man. It's supposed to be fun. But one point about the whole networking thing. So me and Shane got varying opinions of networking. I have a theory called the Wi-Fi theory. So I said to myself, because I used to be real social and hey, you want to work? I do music. I used to be that way. But I've since adjusted my mindset to say, let me just get good at what I do to where when I do meet people, there's something that actually connects. Because I hate the word connect. People are like, oh, I got to connect. But it's like, it's not a connect unless something connects. Just because you know a motherfucker or name drop somebody doesn't mean shit. What came out of that meeting? Motherfuckers be like, yeah, I know Jay-Z. Well, where the fuck your record? Or why you not signed? Or what came from you knowing Jay-Z? Like, what's the connect? I'm just saying from a business standpoint. I get sometimes, you just have relationship because you have relationship. I'm talking about from business. So mine was, I want people to connect to me. I want to be good at what I do. And they want the Wi-Fi password. That is me. So and when so when I do meet these people, and I network and I have relationships, I'm ready. I have something of value to, add to the table. Absolutely. I'm all about bringing value. You know what I'm saying? Man, so that's my theory on networking. Be ready. Have something to where, you're valuable.
I would say just be ready. Be ready in general. Because all that rah. And then I see you, son, I need this at this tempo and back. And it takes you 2 weeks to send me a verse back. Then I'd be like, man, you really weren't ready. Or if I see you a beat, I'd be like, man, look, throw some drums on this 3/4 pattern, yada, yada, yada. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they can't send it back. A producer can't. You throw something that's not 4/4 at someone that's not really doing this as a producer, they're not going to send you nothing back. I'm just throwing it out there. You say 3/4, you throw a C minor, or something like you start articulating it, and they're not really like into this.
What is that? What's C minor?
So this is it. They'll keep sending you stuff. You be like turned off. Like, man, don't even send me nothing else. Like,
A sharp, B flat. Yo, if you hit the wrong note, you're gonna be flat.
That goes back to the research and really being a junkie for this. Like, I am a junkie. Every morning, 6 a.m. I got like 8 browsers open about music. We just did me and him be doing class. We did a whole class on production agreement, which I'm gonna post about that later, about the different, because even with us, we'd be like, oh, no, but it's this and it's that. It was like, well, we got the black and white. This is what it is.
Yeah, we're big on facts. We try to operate with opinion and emotion. We try to operate, like successful businessmen are supposed to.
Of course, and you have the knowledge and the experience. So it's like, and I see that you guys don't hold back. It's like if somebody wanted to know about how to do this stuff, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, well, you got to learn it yourself. So, I mean, when my online music university does start its first class, I would like to invite both of you to come and speak and give your insight, to a couple of my students, because it's invaluable, the information that you have. And my slogan to my students is, I've been fucked enough times so you don't have to be.
Right.
Man,
so, we got to pay your dues.
I think for the amount of success we had, and we've been doing this 5 years, consistently 5 years. So I would say for the amount of success we have in 5 years, probably people ain't done their whole career in music, 20, 30 years. I know it because I see it. So it's like, damn, we're really blessed, just to take a little step by step. I call it the scenic route. We're taking the scenic route because, like we said in our last article, I think the last press release we did with Yahoo Finance, we got with our tax attorney. And ain't like we paying them taxes. But the good thing came for that was like when we found out how much money we brung in, it was disbelief. Like we had to I think we was going through bank statements. We started like, hell nah, like
well,
when?
Listen, Shane, you know I'm an expert in finance, so if you need
I know you are
offsettable deductions, I'm saying, and some carry loss forwards to help you minimize that tax expense. And I'm Jewish.
Shout out to VFD Music Foundation.
I care about my pennies, so trust me, I care about yours too. And speaking about money, who we shouting out? I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut off the shout out.
Oh no, I'm saying shout out to VFD Music Foundation. That's how we got a 501
C3.
501c3. Yeah, we just started up. So
everyone, that's a not-for-profit organization. Okay, 501c3, not-for-profit. Yeah. Continue.
So that was dope. So yeah, we finna do a lot of good things with that, which is dope. We found out about, research. It's not even that hard to set up to get it going. People will tell you all this craziness. And it's like, once you do the research, it takes time. That part is true. But as far as paperwork and getting it done, it's just being that's something that we have a unique skill, attention to detail. And I think that's the military. Like I said, I think the military gave us that, had a lot to put on that. So like, as long as you attention to detail and dot every I, cross every T, most of your stuff will go through, and it's a lot of money out there. Like the same thing with music, everybody independent, but that's another whole conversation about credit, having credit, using your credit to fund your career.
Thank you. Can you read my notes? Because literally I was about to walk into that category. I was going to say,
about the credit. I be preaching about that credit, about,
hey, listen, it's the
financial literacy.
It's the most important thing that you have as an independent artist. If you can't leverage anything else, you need to be able to leverage yourself. So, Chris, to new artists that are out there, how important would you say it is for them to come with a budget and explain what they should anticipate on that road? Because this is a business that we're getting in. Those days of you having a song that just breaks through and it's the next thing since fucking sliced bread or the next coming of Christ. It doesn't work like that anymore. So how important is it as a new artist to have a budget and to really take it seriously?
It means everything. And what I kind of learned is you have to, have a budget and spend money to market and promote your music. And Shane and I always mention, shit, Coca-Cola and McDonald's run commercials. Who the fuck are you to think that you can get by without doing so? You got to spend money to make money, right?
And they spending millions.
Right. And then to go that whole viral thing, bro, yeah, it could happen. But that's a 1 in 8 billion fucking chance. That's 0.00000%. Why play with those?
And that fades out. It's no substance. Once that fade out, you drop your next one. Most people that have a viral hit and drop the next one, they flop.
And then the key too is marketing and money. You have to vet and do your research yet again and spend money on the right things. Shane and I have learned, like, we confident dudes. We got a little swag, you feel me? But we have learned to not focus our budget on things that are, full of vanity and, egotistical, but things that have an ROI, a return on investment. You feel me? We've learned to spend the money on the right things after, failing and messing up for years before, but we know now. So I think
it's trial and error. I mean,
Yeah.
You need to have a budget, because how the fuck are you going to find your target demographic if you don't try a whole bunch of different genres? And if you don't have like at least a couple of so I ran the business division for Chase for 10 years, and I dealt with only large business. And the biggest part of big business is knowing that a certain amount of your revenue you need to reinvest into the company as an advertisement, as some sort of promotional vehicle. There's a reason why labels have an entire division and they spend a ginormous amount of money on marketing and advertising. One, because that's their main source of recoupment, because they can show the receipts from that. But it's also ensures that it's going to get in front of the right eyes to be seen.
Gotta show people. Yeah, gotta show people. Gotta run commercials. Gotta show people, for sure. And that's been the biggest breakthrough for us as artists, is realizing, if I spend a little bit here, get a little bit back here, reinvest a little bit here, you can kind of sort of keep the thing going, And these days, I was going to allude to, we think of like IG and social media, having marketing assets are huge. Like having various things to promote the same thing are huge. If you're doing a cover art and audio, you might get audience fatigue. The audience is like, all right, bro, you got a new song, whatever. But if you got a billboard, you're on playlists, you're on iTunes, you got people dancing, the challenges, and various promotional assets.
All that monetizes when it comes to social media. So I get a check for social media every month.
Right, for doing real. We get paid for doing reels now.
We get paid for reels and stuff. So it's like that money goes what? Right back into the music.
Back in the company.
Right.
Right back into it. It's there. And then artists, a lot of artists complain like, well, I'm not making any money. It's not that you're doing the wrong stuff to not make any money. It's $1 billion industry. 31%, this is a fun fact, 31% of independent artists are in that $1 billion category. You feel me? 31%, that's a large percentage. How many of them do you know? You get where I'm going at with this? So
probably very few.
Be famous. The fact of the matter is, people think you have to be famous to be making money with this. You don't have to be famous. You can make a lot of money with this.
I'm not
nobody
famous.
ever
people are like to my peers or to the up and comers. A lot of them, they see the blue check, they see all the followers, they know I've been in the game for a while, and it still freaks me out when they call me like legend, like, or uncle or OG. It's like, thank you, I appreciate that, but it's like, I'm not famous, but I was able to find a way to make some money in the industry. I'm able to keep my lights on. I'm able to not have to wake up and have a 9-to-5 job. So some would say that that's the ultimate level of success. And I especially,
own utopia success. Yep.
Right.
Everybody has their own utopia of success in life. So yeah,
I attribute all this all the hard work that I did to get myself to the position where I am making a little bit of money in music. Now I'm able to have the time in my hands. So the past 2 years that I had to take care of my father during the whole COVID pandemic, and he had heart surgery and back surgery and a tumor in his neck. It's like, thank God, I did create this place where I can make a little bit of money because I had the time to actually devote to my father to take care of him. So that's my own level of success.
All the time, people are sitting back and be like, man, this dude obsessed with money. Every time I hit him for something, it's a link for a payment or something. It's like, it's not that I'm obsessed with money. I'm obsessed with the time that come with it. Because I know with the freedom that comes with a certain amount of money that's priceless to me. That's priceless.
It's invaluable.
There's no value on it. So if you want me to listen to 80 songs you recorded in your dungeon basement or your grandma's house or whatever, your struggle rap, whatever, like, I'm not finna like just take an hour of my day on because you're the dopest in your city. Because that's what they always say.
I feel like because I had a listening session with Shane, I feel like now I have to send him a check for something.
Damn, we straight, man. We straight. But it's just
I love you, brother. Thank you for taking your time, man.
No. I'm just saying, like, some people think that, like, you gotta realize, like, if you're doing it, it's 40 other people doing it. That's what artists have to understand when you're reaching out to these people. And that's why, as I've been doing this long, I realized why a lot of celebrities are assholes. It's like all the shit you go through to finally reach that level of like greatness, like everyone knows who I am. But it's like you go to, I ain't nobody, and I get been like bombarded with. I be showing like we be screens like this shit is nutty. Motherfuckers calling the business line. Thank God it's not my real number. It's the business line, but it still taps in. When they close the switchboard down, it taps into your phone. It's like a 3 a.m. audition. Somebody left a voicemail. I swear, I'm not even gonna play it because I don't know if they want to be famous. But you saw it in the email. Fucking voicemail was like a whole track. They rapped their whole track over the phone with the music in the background. Shit sounded like fucking ass. And I was like, damn.
That's crazy.
That's that's the level we at with this shit. Like, and it's not this one. It's most, but that one stood out because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just happened to be up. And I was like, who the fuck left the voicemail? And I like listened to it. It was like raps. And then they like sent the video to the email of them rapping it while they were on the phone too. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just
it's like that's not even creative. I mean, that's why I thank God for the block button. I can only imagine. Yo, Chris, how many times have you had to block people that have slid in your DMs and like, yo, man, like we should work. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you could lace this hook. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll promote you on my social media. Just like, yo, like let me get. Basically, that's the call when people don't have a budget and they try to like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? Just look out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
When people don't build a rapport with me and address me as a fucking human being first, you're getting fucking blocked. If you motherfuckers hit my DM talking about bombarding me with links and shit, you're getting blocked. If you like like I said, if you have this distorted perception of who you are, you're getting blocked. And lastly, if you're whack, you're getting blocked.
You're getting blocked.
You're getting blocked.
Amen.
My favorite one is I got the keywords. So I found the keyword on it. So my keywords is yo, bro. I don't even see that shit. I don't get it because it's already blocked from the damn, the predictions.
Of course. Yo, Shane,
yeah,
you remember a couple of years ago, I was doing those like yo bro videos?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what it's for.
About that shit. Yeah.
Bro, everyone's in my yo bro, check out my page. Yo, bro, check out my link.
That,
yo,
you know, some bullshit. As soon as I see yo in the subject line or whatever, I know it's gonna be some bullshit. I know it is.
In New York, it's your. As soon as I see your, I'm like, block. I'm like, delete. I'm like, I'd be like, I don't got time for this.
I'm
but
not
anyway,
your bro. I only have one sister. You're not my fucking bro.
There you go. I mean, listen,
we ain't come out the same pussy. Get out of here.
Yeah. The biggest takeaway or the biggest thing that I could say to artists that are, attempting to reach out to people that they would like to work with. One, don't hit them with the kill shot immediately. Establish a rapport. Say hi. Introduce yourself, not a fucking long fucking winded email. Like literally, I tell people celebrities probably will give you 15 to 20 seconds of their time before they are done with you. And if you can get their attention in that 15 or 20 seconds of time, you might be able to work with them. But don't be impulsive. Don't be impatient. You have to let it take its course. You're not just going to meet a girl and be like this, oh, I like you, I want to fuck you, and then just try to bang her, okay? I mean, like, some people will. I mean, you wind up in jail the next day, but I'm fighting those charges. I'm fighting those charges, I swear. I don't remember a thing, so therefore, I didn't consent. So I think that it's fucked up. But don't go in for the kill shot right away. Establish a rapport with these people because we're human beings at the end of the day, and we have lives, wives, families, and just like everyone, we all have problems. So it's like, don't be, be mindful that you're dealing with a human being. You're not dealing with like a fucking robot.
Yeah,
so
them life stories, I don't have no empathy for the life story. I served in the military. I did 5 tours overseas. I don't care about, I don't have no empathy. My switch off for Yosemite and I really don't give a fuck. I promise you. But I will say this, when it's certain people I do respond to and they can attest to it, it's because they already been supported. I know who be in the likes. I know who reposts my shit all the time. I know who, like, we look at analytics. I know who's listening to what, where. So if I see something, Florida or something out there, I'm like, man, who the fuck this? Maybe I do, like, let me see what they're about. And I look, and I see they being consistent with what they're doing. I'll be like, hey, what's up? And then they can turn into something better. I've done that just out of the empathy of my heart. But I would say, I would ask you, what's your favorite record? If you ask me to listen, what's your favorite record of mine? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to drill you about what I got going on before I even hear what you got going on. I'm going to drill you what I got going on because you can't answer none of that. You just fishing.
What do you do if you ask them that question, all of a sudden you hear typing like they're trying to look up the answer? Block.
Man, yeah, there we go. But it's like, I always try to damn gauge where people are at with this too. I mean, that has a vital fact because maybe they do need a boost and helping hand. Maybe they do got a nice, decent following and they just don't have the right record. You feel me? Like, it has to be something that's gonna benefit my time.
Yeah, they gotta add value.
You don't gotta be rich and have a lot of money to fuck.
What Chris just said is literally the key. You need to be able to add value. I want you to touch on that real fast before we wrap up things.
You got to add value in some kind of way. I get it. You might not be rich, but like you said, Shane, maybe you're supporting me. So support me because to be fair, and I don't say this pompously with no ego, Shane and I are going to add value. We add value to everything and everybody we work with. We have a proven track record. We have success. They're verified. We work hard. We are consistent. We know what the fuck we doing. So we're going to add value to you. But how can you, it got to be a mutually beneficial situation. That's what a contract is defined as, for the most part, so I think that's mutual added value.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, you hit it right on the head. There needs to be some sort of mutual benefit because our greatest commodity that we have is time. And the one fucked up thing about the universe is we can never get it back. Never. So it's like not all time is wasted, especially if it's done, in the correct light and you learn a lesson from it, even if it's the wrong way. Because I say this in every podcast: to regret a decision ever made in the past is to not fully appreciate who you are today. So some of those are very vital to your success in coming up. It's good that we made these mistakes, but you know something? Now I recognize, especially because we're older, my time is the most valuable thing, and it cannot be fucked with. There's more times than not. You trying to take advantage of my time or taking it for granted is a bigger insult than you sleeping with the love of my life that I lost. And if you're listening, please call me up and miss you. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. But it's a very important thing that you kind of have to go through, in this industry, and you gotta learn principal values. And I think people pick up on that. So, if anyone got anything from this interview with, Mr. Shane and Mr. Davis, Okay, be mindful of people's time. Be professional. I mean, I wanted to talk about etiquette, but I think we could sum it up by saying, don't be a dick. It'll get you far. It'll get you far in life. But Shane, Chris, thank you so much for taking your time out. Why don't you tell
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, listen, we got to do this again because I feel like, I think we might have something here with this little like triple dynamic. I think we might have a future podcast, in our works.
Right. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think we might. It's a good fusion because we come from all different walks of life, and I think we have a lot of valuable insight that we can add, and it might be able to be monetized. I don't know. You guys leave it in the comments who are watching. If you guys want to see another episode, with us three, I think we could, do some fun things. But tell everyone where they can find you, your latest project, what's coming out, and just plug all your shit now.
Man, go ahead, Chris. See,
man, you can find me at I am Davis Chris on Instagram or DFD Music LLC. We have a record that is out today called Mississippi Mud Pie. It dropped today. Shout out Jason. Shout out Shane. And our project is called Catfish and Grits, and it drops March 18th. Let's go.
Let's go with it. I am Shane Foster across all platforms at DFD Music LLC. You can find that. Definitely tap in. Anyway, the website, dfdmusic.com. Links in my bio for the specificities, a la carte stuff that y'all be typically wanting. It's in my bio. You just click the little link tree. It's going to take you where you need to go. I promise you, it's designed that way because analytics showed me that everybody was wanting this. So it's like pretty short form and gets you to the point. But definitely tap in, click that link for features, all that. Just go to the website for anything production-wise, anything. You can either DM or you can slide it into that link tree link too. We can get something worked out. Shit.
But be professional. But be professional when you slide in his DM. Don't go in for the kill. Okay, say hi. Ask him how he's doing, how his day has been. People like fluff them up a little bit. Like, I love your music. I love what you stand for. You served our country. Like, let me serve you. Like, what? Like, say something other than like, yo, I got this link. Check out my song.
I'm the hottest motherfucker in my city. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, I love that I'm the hottest in my city, but I need to tell you that. No, okay, that's the. It's like, if I'm the hottest in the city, you're going to already know, and you're going to answer the DM and be like, yo, I like that joint. I like what you're doing because I see what the fuck you're doing. But thank you guys for taking your time out. I really appreciate it. This was a great start to my day. I wish you the best of luck and success with the Mississippi Mud Pie. Thank you for your service, to you and your family who have dedicated yourselves to our country. We salute you. And I like to leave off my podcast. I got to leave it off all the time with a nice little quote about life. And I'm sure you will attribute this to your life just like I do as well. We are all here for a small cup of coffee. I'm just trying to drink it while it's still hot. I'm your boy. I am JopauL. This has been the Verified Podcast. Make sure you check out the VerifiedPodcast.com. We're sponsored by Radio Pushers and Results and No Hype. Also by Dream Hustle Win University. Make sure you enroll into my fucking class because I want to keep doing this, and that's a way that I can make money. So with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris Davis, Mr. Shane Foster. One love. I appreciate y'all.
Already, man. Thanks, boss.
One love.